how to know if you're a bitter or going to better soul. I mean, bitter or toxic person, better or I can say going to heal soul. There are no real heal person because we still do grow and learn. We still until we die, I can say. Hi, sis. So how to know? How to determine? Like if you explain something or making a story, like wow, you know why? I learned that to be happy person, you have to do this one. To like the inner work, shadow work, or heal. Then you stated a word which is negative also, or an experience that is why you undergone that shadow work, inner work, or heal. Just because of this situation, this mistake, I've gone or I went through that situation to heal myself. Then I learned this one, or not even telling the heal word, which is that's why I learned something. And next time, from that learning and growth that I accumulated, next time when I experience it again, I try my best to remove my not remove but try my best to not experience it again. Excuse me, to drag myself down. Then let's come with the person that is open-minded. I can say that's good. So I'm talking about three persons here. So that first person is the one that I'm that the one who is giving an experience. Then the second person is a person who is, as I've said, open-minded. Then said, wow, at least you learn from that mistake or wrong action or wrong moment or wrong situation. And the bitter person says, that's your problem. You didn't even realize that you're doing a mistake. It's your fault, etc. Like there's no appreciation. What it only sees are the mistakes. So there's a different of a person who is correcting, because yes, it will also see the mistake, then it will uh, give a statement. That's why next time we have to see our actions, because the consequences is like that when someone is advising right. But to determine who is who, being bitter person is all the negative, even though that person is looking happy, you are seeing him laughing, but inside it's always war. That's why. But sometimes a very open-minded or healing person sometimes cannot see in the face that it's smiling, it's laughing like poker face, but how it stated the words also. Both can be have a nice talk, sweet talk, but it depends on the words itself. So I hope you understand. My main point here is also is if you recognize yourself that what I've explained as being a bitter person, stand to change that one. Than a person that drags your fellow, drags down your fellow. Be an open person that don't only see the mistake. You can see the negative, but you have to be artistically also in your mind, in your heart, in your actions, in your spirit, then physical. That I always wanting to be that person that always like there's no better moment. That's why sometimes when we are talking to someone, sometimes they stop right and conversation to someone, you will someone will change the conversation, or it will stop talking to you, right? So it's better that way actually than to ignite the negativity ambience if you're talking to a bitter person. The difference between a person that's very open-minded, if you're having a conversation about life, the experiences, you will both relate. That person will stated to continue the communication. That open person will continually having a conversation by saying an experience of itself also to this person that opens the conversation. Then both will relate and learn with one another. But for a bitter person, for my experience, then igniting the negativity that is sparking, you really needed to just stop the conversation and not to state another word, like because every not like but every because every word that even though it's positive, it will be negative. Or change the topic, remove the topic from the topic, like change the topic that the person more on its liking. So you wanted to be always that the conversation is always be on that way as being that bitter person, not right. Like they always not a change or stopping the conversation, but they will always avoid you, avoid this impossible that that person or you as being bitter person want to recognize that there's a time that in a conversation you're always being avoided, like the topic's always changing, you're or the conversation always stopped. That's an avoidance already. So that moment you won't always want that one, right? Because you will always feel lonely also. So the better way really is to stand and make a change. That feeling of negativity will at least to get that freedom also, the freedom that you wanted, because that feeling is not real freedom actually. You will still seek something that there's still not enough. That's why you're feeling like your feeling is like that. So in this talking, there's three different person also, like those three persons that are talking: a negative person, a person that accepts both, and the third is a positive. So who is more better? Straight away, I will say it's in the second person. The negative person always everything that you give, positive or negative, always negative. If it's negative, it will be more negative. If it's positive, we'll make it negative. If the second person, it balances, it accepts both. The positive, there's still 50-50 about that one. It's still, if you give a negative, there's still an avoidance. So the situation of the three person who is talking and this three is different. So you connect it who is who from the three person that who is talking, then to these three kinds of person. Recognize it. So the third person, me, can be dragged down to negative. Because there is some point that even though that person is positive, there would be a point that there are some negative that it doesn't want to hear or have a conversation of avoiding, I can say. So the second person can hear both, say both, and hear, say, experience, I can say also. So the best way is always learn. Learn that growth. Love it also. Than avoiding it always. We can avoid it sometimes, but we can continue it than stopping it.